The one line I can say is, God has been faithful. We take the first step, and then comes the next step, and then comes the next step. So that's how we have learned everything. Yeah.
Indeed, step by step, God has been faithful to you and to us also. And we know that setting up different channels, like starting with Telugu, Tamil, Hindi, and English, it has been a huge challenge, and He has been really faithful. We can see that in your life, the faithfulness of God in His life. And so today, He is here. We are here at the media seminar for churches, and there has been 60 people here, and we are so glad that different churches from Kohima, Dimapur, and even from Arunachal Pradesh and Manipur. So we give the time now to the audience, to the people, participants, to ask us questions about technical questions, especially about the production, live streaming, and possibly about AI and filmmaking.
Yeah. We write software. We are a team of software developers and designers. So we found this big gap in the church operations. So we thought we'll come up with a software to pull all of those into our software and make it easy for the church secretaries to, manage those data.
If you're good in design, be the best in design. You'll have agencies from Bombay, Chennai coming to you for that design. If you're good in worship, be the best in worship. Do that with credibility. Don't just 2 months back, there was something happened in my office and some discussion, and suddenly one of my creative persons got upset or whatever, and he just had to leave. He just took off. So the point I'm saying is, just learn to be sensitive to what you're doing. Don't be a quitter. Learn to face challenges. Learn to face. If God has kept you in some way, keep it there. Number 9. Am I aware and honest about my weaknesses? Am I aware and honest about my weaknesses? People talk about strengths. But you know what? Know your weakness. Some people don't have patience. Some people are not willing to learn. Some people are saying, I want to do it this way, otherwise I can't do it. Especially with creative people, it's very difficult. You tell them to come at 10 o'clock, they'll come at 2 o'clock. The creative people understand the deadline language. So I decided something. I know I don't give them timing. I said, you know what? If you're working with creative people, tell them when you want the project to be complete. So are you able to understand how creative people work? And it doesn't mean that you can do whatever you want. So creative people also have to come in line. You can't be a quitter. Learn to understand, to follow leadership. If you want to be a good leader yourself, be a good follower. If you're a good follower, you will be a good leader. Many people are not good followers, therefore they are not good leaders. So if you want to be an influential person, leading with influence, be a good follower. Last point, 10th point. Is my calling constantly before me? Is my calling constantly? Why did God call me? Why is God calling you for this conference? What's the main thing? Why did you come for this conference? Is my calling in front of me? Is my calling in front of me? If your calling is not in front of me, if you're here, there, here, you can't be anywhere. If you're good in design, stick to the design. Be a master in the design. Is my calling constantly before me? So 10 points, I'll summarize it. What are the key principles? Yes, we spoke about understanding your gift. Your gift is your calling. And if your gift is your calling, that's your influence. So that's what we spoke. Okay? What is your influence? The influence is your gift. If you know your gift, that's your influence. I gave the example of a tea shop. If you're good at making tea, be the best guy in Northeast to make tea. That's your influence. You will have some of the richest guys come there, stop the car, have tea in that shop. If you're good in design, be the best in design. You'll have agencies from Bombay, Chennai coming to you for that design. If you're good in worship, be the best in worship. Practice. I remember my friend who's got a very large church in Hyderabad. He's got 400,000 members, the largest in Asia. When he was 300 members where nobody knew him, nobody would call him to speak. You know what he did? He would go to a room and have foresight class. He said, nobody's inviting me to speak. 300 members he had. He look at this mirror and talk for 40 minutes a message, no audience. And the same message, you look this side and he talk 40 minutes, and then this side he talk 40 minutes for 2 years. No audience he spoke. No audience. He mastered the art of speaking before the mirror. Today, he's on 26 networks. Today, he's one of the largest churches. I think he's the largest, 400,000 members. His programs are dubbed all across India. He's one of the biggest influencers. You know why? Because he knew what was his gift. And he mastered his gift. People don't master gifts and then they want to be an influencer. You can't be an influencer if you do not know your gift. Are you there with me? Yes. Know your gift. If you want to be good, don't copy saying, hey, he's a singer, so I need to be a singer. No. What is your gift? What are you mastering? What's the first point I gave? Is my walk with God consistent? Takeaway number 1. You know, this is my first session. I said I have 2 more sessions. Make sure there's some prophetic anointing here. I've come here with much prayer for Northeast. This has been my desire to come for the last 10 years. I don't know why God didn't. I just sense this is a season for Northeast. And it's a season you guys need to catch it. Gone are the days where you are depending on Bombay, Delhi, other places. No. You will lead India in design. Northeast will lead in creative workshops. Northeast will be leading the country in so many things, and it's your. You got to believe it. You got to say, I can do it. I never knew one day God will give me a TV station. We couldn't even pay a bank loan. But then God taught me, if you're faithful in small things, I'll raise you up. The problem is when small things, we think it's very small, and we don't realize that's our gift. If you're faithful in small things, God will take you to the next level. Don't be in the Instagram reel world. It's not a 1-minute package world where you tell God, I want it now. No. You know, they book the food in Instagram, they do all that quickly. Boyfriend, girlfriend, Instagram, marriage also Instagram, divorce also Instagram. Everything happens so fast. But you're called to be the salt and light in this world. What's your gift? What's your calling? Is my walk with God constant? That's your first takeaway. What's the second takeaway? Am I keeping my priorities right? What is your priorities? Why are you interested in media? Why do you want to be in media? What's the number 3? Am I asking the hard questions? Number 4, am I accountable to someone in authority? Number 5, am I sensitive to what God is saying? Again, God is speaking to you now for a season. After some time, He will speak to you differently. Don't look at the rod of Moses. Look at the God of Moses. Don't look at your seniors and say they did it this way, therefore I will look at the rod of my senior. No. Look at the God of your senior. Look at the God who gave the rod. Don't look at the rod. Don't think, you know what, I wish I had the funding. No. If you can work with what you have, God will send the funding. Don't say, you know what, I'm a small tribe. No. Though I am small, with God, all things are possible. Believe in that statement. All things are possible. We very nicely say it, but we don't mean it. Point number 6, am I focused on building my image or God's image? Whose image are you building? Number 7, are you an events man, a process, or events? Are you taking the principles or are you just doing events? 15 years we have organized conferences. I know how difficult it is to organize a conference. 15 national conferences every year. By the time one conference finishes, people say, when is the next conference? When is the next conference? And it takes 6 months for us to plan one conference. It's not easy. But what is the principles I have learned in this process? Number 8, am I a loner in my leadership and personal life? Number 9, am I aware and honest about my weakness? I remember, I know most of you know Samaritan Spurs. Many years back, they did an interview. It's a volunteering post. And they asked me a question, Ashwin, what are your strengths? And very easily we talk about our strengths. I'm good in this. Then they said, what is your weakness? People don't want to talk about weakness. For me, my biggest weakness is I can see the large picture. The detail, it's difficult for me. I can envision things, but I'm not a detail guy. So I always have my wife who's telling me. So I have a partner, my wife who's looking at the details. But I'm very good in focusing, giving the vision. I'm very good in passionately sharing. All that is good. But then my weakness is the detail. So what is your weakness? Some people have a weakness. They have a great vision, great plan, but they're not good in finance. They don't know how to manage finance. They don't know cost of, they don't know how to budget. And they'll say every time they're short of budget. So maybe you're good in creativity, but you're not a finance person. Maybe you're not budgeting. So what is your weakness? And how do you overcome the weakness? And how do you build a strong media team? How do you build a strong media team? The 7 secrets to build a strong media team. I have 5 minutes more. In fact, number 1, am I building people or building my kingdom? I already talked about it. If you want to build a strong media team, you need to know you're building kingdom and you're building people. That's point number 1. Number 2, are you a good listener? If you want to be a good media leader, be a good listener. Number 3, am I asking the right questions to develop the right relationships? Number 3. Number 4, what is the major strengths of each individual in your team? If you want to have a good media team, what is each one, what is your strength? I remember when we did a live coverage for an international station many years back. When you choose cameramen, there'll be different cameramen. The center cameraman is always there, steady, not moving. But then I'll always keep the guy who's very energetic in the front. Coming back to what I said, is there any questions you guys have? Anything you'd like to ask? The biggest questions I have when I do media conferences is they say, Ashwin, we don't have a budget. Budget is always a challenge. And budget is a challenge. We have a challenge as well. But I showed you a classic example of how you can think, if you can go back to your drawing room and say, how do I get this within the budget? So always think from that angle. So that could be many questions here. So any questions from what I've shared?
How do we do that?
Yeah. Okay. The shorter version is know the chemistry of your team. You must know the chemistry for your team, meaning creative people are very volatile. Meaning, always tell creative people, don't tell them to come at 9 o'clock and don't tell them to go at 4 o'clock. They will not listen. Always talk to them in the deadline language. Tell them I want the project done by before this time. So, always understand creative people are like that. It's not that they are bad. They always think differently. So, therefore, give them that space. Give them that space. But at the same time, make sure that you respect them, but make sure that they also come in line. You can't always give in too much because then it disturbs other team members. But learn to be a good listener. As I told you, learn to be a good listener. Listen to some of their concerns. Listen to some of their concerns. Be a good listener. Are you giving them appreciation? One of the biggest things for a team is not the money. It's the appreciation. Are you appreciating them? Many times, I brought in a concept, weekly once we give them a 500 rupee Amazon voucher for the best editor. 500 rupees, just to tell them, yeah, they're part of my team, they get a monthly salary, but just a small budget to say, we appreciate it. Are you appreciating them? Be a patient listener. Speak to them the deadline language. Learn to share your vision, share the larger goals of why you're doing what you're doing. If they think you're doing it for money, then they start calculating that way. But if they know that you're a servant leader, then you're transmitting something. You see? So learn to be patient. It's been a tough process for me as well. I've had some of the best creative minds in my team. Because they don't get along with our team, it's nothing to do with me personally, but just because 2 of other team members don't get along, they get angry, they quit and they go. But they realize something. Some are even come back. Some are saying, Ashwin, we understand your heartbeat is. Remember Abdul Kalam? Abdul Kalam, the president, amazing man, amazing man. Just had so much godly values. when he was a satellite scientist, before he became the president and all, there was a satellite which they went up, the satellite failed. So when the satellite failed, Dr. Abdul Kalam took the ownership and sat before the team. And he learned that principle. You know, his master, his senior at that time said, you know what, I will take the blame for the satellite failure. So it was his superior, though the team were all there, but he took the blame. But the next time they launched the satellite was successful. He led the team in the front. He didn't come in the front. You see, it's a servant leadership principle. Leaders take accountability. Let your team know that you are not just there to make success. Let the team know that you are there for them even when they make failures. Are you transmitting that? So it's what's the frequency you're transmitting? As a leader, what is your frequency? Are you saying, I'm the boss? I'm the boss. I remember one of my friend, he speaks at our conferences. His name is, he was the advisor for the Reliance, very senior guy. So they asked him, do you know that you're talking? So here is this, I'll tell you his name. His name is Anand Pillai. Anand Pillai is a famous personality, leading gurus in the corporate world, amazing friend of mine. I remember he was VP Reliance when I met him in the 14th floor. He had a 4,000 square feet apartment which Reliance had given to him, and I met him 7 o'clock appointment. That was how I came to know Anand Pillai, and then we became so close friends. So one time he was doing an interview, and he was called to his senior, and his senior told him, do you know that I am the boss? His senior was telling Anand Pillai. And you know what Anand Pillai said? You may be the boss, but I work for the boss's boss's boss. That's what's the reply. So, are you transmitting the frequency that you are the boss? If you transmit that frequency, your team will not stay with you long. If you transmit the frequency that you care, if you transmit the frequency that, you know what, it's okay if you fail, we'll work this together. But when success comes, you take the credit. You let the team take the credit. If you transmit these frequencies, you'll have a strong team. And it's not easy. Are you praying for your team? Every Tuesday, me and my wife, we spend time praying for our teams. Just praying for our teams. It's okay if they don't pray for you. It's okay. We just pray for our teams. Are you recognizing them? So these are some basic points. So what is your frequency? Are you expecting them to fall in line? But you don't know the chemistry. Know your chemistry. Know the team's chemistry. Okay? So, Vabang, if you're ready, I can. Mr. Vabang, is he ready? Not it? Okay, fine. Keep going. Okay. So, any other questions? Just let me know when you guys are ready. Yeah. Any other questions? If it's taking time, I can play one more video, which it's a 1-minute clip. If you want me to do that, I can do it. It's a story about, it's a 1-minute reel I did, very interestingly. This story came out of a big problem I had. I finished a conference, and after I finished a conference, I got a call early morning. This was in Bangalore. I think it was the 10th ICMA conference or something. We finished. It was a fantastic conference, jam-packed crowd. We had it in Shangri-La Hotel. A lot of people there. And as I finished the conference, you have to pay the bills, the hotel bills and all that. We cleared everything. And there was one, it took me almost midnight, 2 o'clock to do that. And after I finished that, I had to go to Calcutta the next day morning. And what happened was something very strange happened. I couldn't make that flight, but I got a call at 4 o'clock in the morning from my house. And the call I got was very strange. 4 o'clock in the morning, I got a call from my office. I was in Bangalore. And the call was, Ashwin, at early morning, and I missed the call. I picked it up at 6 o'clock or something. It was my wife on the other side. She said, Ashwin, I just want you to know that there's been a fire accident in the studio. I said, what? A fire accident? Yeah, a fire accident in the studio. The whole studio is burnt. This is just right after the conference we hosted. You know what? I came back, flew down back from Bangalore to Chennai, I went straight to the studio. For some reason, we didn't have insurance. We didn't have anything. And I'm just sitting there, and one of my team members came to me and he said, Ashwin, why do bad things always happen to us? You don't need something with your own team members which can kill you, You don't need enemies to kill you. So here I am already upset. And then one of my close team members saying, why do bad things always happen to us? I said, you know what? God is in control. So I went back home the next day. The next day I looked at the team and I told them, you know what? Instead of asking why, don't ask why, ask what now. You can write it down. Don't ask why. Always ask what now. And using that, I did a video. So this video, if you can join, I can show this video. This is a 1 minute clip.
He told me that there was a fire accident in the office. They said, no, there was a spark. 25 years of hard work was just.
Moving on, we will now have Sir Atoba Longkumer. He is the co-founder of Tabernacle Technologies, a tech startup providing church management software to more than 150 churches in the Northeast India. Sir Atoba Longkumer to come on stage.
Maybe we can just start. A very good afternoon to everyone. I'd like to thank Brother Moa from Highland Dawn for giving me the opportunity to come and address this session. We are a startup company that's based out in Kohima itself. We started in 2021. And what we do is we write software. We are a team of software developers and designers. And we've picked up a niche, and our niche is the church, right? So as you know, the church deals with two very important things, which is people and money. So when I talk about people, church maintains a lot of records, starting from your baptism records to marriage records, your contact details, your family details, how many people passed away this year, and all of that. So we found this big gap in the church operations. In the sense, all of those data is being maintained in hard copy registers. So we thought we'll come up with a software to pull all of those into our software and make it easy for the accountants, the church secretaries, the clerks, to manage those data. So we came up with this software called Tabernacle. I don't know how many of you have heard about our software, and we are also providing features for the accountants to make church financing easier. So money in is recorded, money out is recorded. So today I'd like to give a short demo of how our software works and how it's helping the churches. I know a lot of the team here are from the media teams, but I'm sure when you go back to your church, you'll be sharing about our software to your churches and how it is helping a lot of churches from Nagaland and outside manage their operations better. So this is our website. More details about our team and everything, you'll find it on our website. We're a team of 8, and this is our team. And all our product details you'll find on the website. Now we'll just load up our website, our software, and show how things actually work. So it has a login credential, so only those authorized personnel can log in into the portal, and they can create their church account. So this is the main dashboard, and all of the features are on the left hand side. So what this dashboard does is that it's like when you drive a car, you have a dashboard, right? And what does it give you? It tells you how fast the car is moving, how much fuel you have, what is the temperature of the engine, and all of that. So even for a church, having a dashboard is super important, right? To keep track of how many people are attending your church, how much of money is being allocated to which department, how much finances do we have, whose birthdays are coming up, and all of that. So this is our church dashboard where the church staff are able to see what's happening in the church. Quickly coming over to the people module, this is where the church maintains records of all your church members, And here also you have a dashboard where you see like how many people have been married, how many people have been baptized. All the yearly statistics is shown on this dashboard. You're also able to see different member types, and on the right hand side we have a event feature where the church sees like whose birthdays are coming up, whose wedding anniversaries are coming up, and all of that. And if you go inside further, we have this name list where it pulls up all the church member details. So generally all those details are being maintained in the register, right? But it becomes very difficult for the church or the church staff to flip through all the pages to get important details. So now we have a search feature, like just exactly like how you pull up phone numbers of your friends. And using this, you can just type in a name, right? And it pulls up the person's profile. You click on this, and everything that the church needs is here. Gender, date of birth, membership details, address, family details, household details, marriage, baptism, and a lot of other things. Transfers, service to church, this is also very important. Keeping track of people who have served in the church. And to add a member is very simple. You just go here, add a person, just say Jimmy, gender, and fill up all the details that's being needed here. We have also provided a lot of options on the left hand side, because some information may be needed by one church, may not be needed by one church, so it is highly customizable. The fields you can just select and you can put them here. If you don't want this field, you can just remove it. So this is how the entire church database is being put in the software, and the churches are able to use the search filter as well, search feature, as well as the filter options, wherein you can further filter your database using the age group or gender. Say, for example, you just want to see the list of males between the age group of say 15 to 35, and then you apply the filter, and it pulls up only that required data. So it becomes super helpful for the administrative team. That's all about the data management. When it comes to accounting, we have two different features. For example, we have the receipt feature. This is where the church keep tracks of all the tithes and donations. We have the payment feature, where the church is able to create a budget, and then they can record those expenses. For example, you can go here and it gives you details of the different budget that the church has. This is highly customizable. Here we have just added for demo, like Sunday school. If you want to add more expenditure head, for example, let's just add salary. And church usually allocates different budgets in a year. So say for example, we are allocating 20 lakhs for this, and it creates a different section. And using this, you are able to keep track of how much balance is left, how much amount is being utilized, and all of that sort. And to record an expenditure is very simple. Just head over to the main budget, and here we have given record budget. We go here, the payment date is by default today. You can add the voucher number, or you can even automate this voucher number generation. You can select the expenditure head, either salary or this. For now, just select salary. You can add the amount. Payment method is cash, and you can write the number of the name of the person to whom the accountant has given the name, and you can just simply create the payment, right? So once all of this recording is done, when it comes to audits, or the accountant has to make a monthly report, half-yearly report, or a yearly audit report, what happens currently is they spend a lot of time in taking out all the registers department-wise, using a calculator, and preparing all those financial reports. What we have created here is We've added reports. Go to payment report, get summarized report, and for example, for this budget, the report is automatically generated for every departmental head, every expenditure, and it's highly customizable. Even the columns that we have written here, you can add or remove columns, add the date. You can further filter by department. So for example, you just need general expenses, you click this, and only those expenses under this category is sent. So this can be downloaded as a PDF or an Excel format and ready for print, which you can just directly submit to the audit team. Okay, those are two basic features. We have an additional feature for SMS. Say for example, in the receipt, somebody pays tithes or donations. I just go to record tithe. Okay, can I take your name and your phone number? I just want to give a demonstration. Anybody's, yeah, your good name? A-D-O. Okay. And then your phone number? 961 253 6703. So I add this person and I say, for example, he has given tithes for the month of April. He's given tithes of say 5,000. Then I simply add, okay, the receipt number. So this data is recorded. The receipt is automatically generated with the church logo, the address details and everything. His name is here. Now what I do is simply I go to the SMS section. Right, it shows how much SMS you have left in the system. Go to send bulk SMS and I select his name, and then I can just select send SMS alerts, and so you will receive on your SMS the receipt donation. Right, so this kind of systems helps eliminate a lot of manual paperwork and also helps the church save time and money. And we have the feature where you can add multiple users. These are the system admins that you can add or delete. Yeah, so that's pretty much about our software and how it's helping churches across the state. We are currently serving about 150 plus churches from Kohima, Dimapur, Mokokchung, from West Bengal, Sikkim, and a lot of churches from Manipur as well. So if you ever need like a church management software for your church, please do reach out to us. We also provide a free 14 days free trial for the church to try it out. So yeah, that's pretty much about the software. I'll just play a short testimonial video about this church accountant. He currently works as the church accountant cum secretary for a church in West Bengal.
My name is Anurag Rai and I am from Darjeeling, but presently I am working in Siliguri. Basically I am the accountant for the church and a Bible teacher for the Bible college. Let me talk about events. Like for example, in our church we have a tradition, like every Sunday we pray for the people who have birthdays in the following days. But now because of this Tabernacle app, we easily can find out whose birthdays are coming, whose anniversaries are coming, what are the special events that are coming. So because of this one, we just note it down and we pray. Past days, we used to maintain the receipt book. So we used to record and we used to give the receipt to the following people, like for the donor. In every Sunday service, after the service, we used to search the people in order to give the receipt. So it used to be very hectic and so tiresome sometimes, because we also need, sometimes we used to be so busy, but even if we are busy, we used to search the people and we used to hand over the receipt book. But now because of this SMS, it is very easy. As soon as we record, we can send the message to the donor. So that is another thing. It has really helped us in that case. like I have to check the allotted amount whether we're exceeding or not. In the past days, like we used to allot the budget for a particular heading, but if we're exceeding the allotted budget, we used to be like we're not aware of all those things. But now because of this software, we are very much aware, like we can easily track whether we're exceeding the amount or not, how much still it's remaining. So sometime in the middle of the year, some people used to say, can I check how much allowance we have already given to pastor? So it used to be so hectic to search all the files, all the receipts. But now because of this app, we have allowance, and under allowance we can create so many subheading like expenditure, under expenditure allowance, under allowance pastor allowance, we can make so many subheadings. So it has really helped us to know how much we're paying for pastor, how much we're paying for accountant, how much we're paying for different department. So that is one very interesting features that we're enjoying a lot. So all those things are very helpful for us. During audit, it used to take a lot of time. Sometimes like more than 11 hours, sometimes more than 12 hours used to take for the audit, because auditor used to compare my entry and the treasurer's entry. But now, since Tabernacle app, we have a feature called staff member.
You fine-tune your camera settings, your computer settings, and then you also take the frame rate and do white balance. How many of you know what white balance is? Can I see your hands? How many of you white balance? Camera cannot recognize actually different colors. Okay, camera is just a handmade thing. It's but God made our eyes. For us, automatically we can recognize yellow, black, green colors. But the camera has to be helped to recognize what yellow is, what red is, what white is. Usually you keep a white paper in front of the camera, you focus into the white paper, and then you get it'll recognize white color. So that now it can recognize red, green. So that is called white balance. So you can learn how to do white balance with your, especially camcorders and cameras. It will give you the correct color when you do the broadcast. Otherwise, it may just give a slightly different color. So white balance is important. Optimize your audio, check your microphone, everything that the right sound level is coming. Sometimes some speakers will speak far away from the mic. You need to adjust for that. You need to always be checking the audio, because like I said, audio is very important. Video is important, audio is very important. Both are equally important. Sometimes you can even add, if it's not the church service, background music, or sound effects for a more immersive experience for your viewer. Next, we always need to find a perfect balance between audio and video quality, so that the audience will be always watching. It has to be optimal. It has to be clear and consistent. Audio has to be clear. Using mixers to optimize it, and then using from the mixer to your camera switcher or to your computer. So many of you are aware you use PowerPoints, you use PPT slideshows, so you have to keep all this ready, and then your slideshow person has to be different from the person who is doing the mixing, because again, if the mixer has to do everything, mixer guy, he'll get hectic, not easy. So usually your slide person, your PPT person has to be separate, different. Once again, we need to do the test run with all the equipment we are using. You stream to an unlisted video on YouTube, check your audio, whether it is coming properly. We'll check whether it is in sync, meaning whether the video and audio is coming at the same time, because sometimes there is some lag. One very important thing is that somebody always with a mobile phone or with computer is always monitoring and watching your live stream, so that anything can happen. Sometimes the sound is not coming properly, they can't hear the sound. Sometimes they cannot see the video properly. So always somebody has to be always watching. If people can't hear it, they won't watch. They will go to another channel. If people can't see properly. Next, the pastor, worship, singer, band, everyone has to be clearly visible. The lighting has to be clear wherever they are standing. And the background light should not be brighter than the foreground. Meaning like the subject should be brighter than the background. If background, by chance you're having a LED screen, or if there are some very bright lights, white color, that means the foreground, the subject will be washed out, will not be clear, right? So the background has to be darker than the subject, and the subject. Background is that one. So this should not be brighter, the lighting should be here. If the worship band is too loud, or if you can control it on your mixer, or if, for example, us right now, or even in live shows, we are getting the audio feed from the mixer, right, to our computer. So from the computer, we have an audio device, where you can reduce or increase the sound. So sometimes the sound from the mixer is less, sometimes too much, so you can adjust with your audio device right there in your computer. So if your switcher guy or the mixer guy also has to be checking the sound so that the sound is not too high or too low. Obviously the internet connection is very important, has to be stable. If you are doing the live stream, it has to be not slow all the time. So it has to be stable. One thing is that you can also promote your live stream, which will create more interest, which will create real anticipation, increase your viewers. And even you can create some short videos before the live stream so that more people will watch. I'm sure some of you are already doing this, but we need to do more of that, specifically for certain important events or live streams which we are planning. Once again, we need to be organized, to have a clear plan. We have to be flexible. Anything could happen. For today, for example, Nachi was supposed to come at 11:30, but he came only at 12, right? So in between, we had to do so many adjustments. I had to speak, he had to speak, and then like that. You have to be always flexible in terms of equipment, also in terms of events or audience questions. So after the live stream, you always do check up again. Check how your live stream was, what the comments are, and make adjustments for future improvements as well as future live streams. Now we have to keep extras for everything, like cables, even computers, even camera. If there's extra, it's much better. Otherwise, you're going to face issues. Something may go bad, you may need to change fast. So one thing is that if you run into any technical problem, one thing is you just try to unplug the cable, whether it's video cable, whether it's HDMI or sound, unplug and plug it in again. Sometimes there's a loose connection, so many times we used to face that. Today also we faced 2 times, I think. So we just unplug the cable and plug it in again. Now, as if miraculously it came back correctly. So sometimes it happens. So during such problems also, or if you have to cut your live stream, so you have a message ready saying that we'll be right back. Then your viewers will be aware that even if you're cutting the live stream now, you're going to come back after the problem is fixed, Once again, always let somebody check the live stream. Many viewers watch large smart TV also. Those live stream grow your audience. Obviously, it did for us. We did live stream and we got many more subscribers and viewers and things like that. Sometimes it works that live stream is better than just posting videos also. In our case, it seems as though the algorithm is recognizing that we are giving good live stream, so somehow it tries to bump up the thing and we get more subscribers through live stream than compared to posting videos in our case. But in your case, it may be different also. So next thing is you always need to be practicing all the time, So those of you who don't know how to shoot, you start shooting again with your mobile phones, always, whatever it is, videos. Obviously the principles of framing, what you call composition or framing, picture, shooting your picture are same whether it is for still photography or for video. As you are shooting, even through your mobile phone, you're sort of, and watching it afterwards, or comparing to others, you can learn and practice by practicing what is good and what is bad, as well as improve. So always shoot and watch, shoot and preview, only then you will improve. So many times our cameramen also, they shoot but they don't watch. So I said, you must watch again. Only after watching, then they also can improve. If you don't watch what you have shot, you don't improve. Plus, in one way, see, the the cameramen who do editing, they become better in cameraman again, in camera shooting, because an editor, when you are editing, you know what is good, what you need to select. So many times it happens that the cameraman who is editing, who knows how to edit, he becomes a better camera person, even better. So I encourage the camera person also to know how to edit. Live streaming is here to stay. Are we regularly shooting testimony stories and giving church updates? I know that some churches, specifically I think as Faith Harvest is doing that. They are doing a great job. And other churches also need to emulate them perhaps. You need, like giving testimony stories and church updates, even on your video feeds. So one important thing is that even tell your pastor that he needs to engage with the live audience, virtual audience. He needs to look sometimes to the camera and address them. Otherwise, the people watching online, it says that the online experience is very different from the real physical experience. So they need to also be acknowledged. Your pastor needs to acknowledge them or look sometimes and address them. Like, those of you watching from home, we thank you for your presence, we are praying for you, or whatever it is. So remind your pastor about that. The second point is we need to understand that live stream services do not resemble the physical service. It is completely different, those people who are watching from live. And also they might be doing some other thing. They might be eating food and watching. They might be washing clothes and watching, or whatever it is. So that thing is separate. So imagine putting yourself in that place and watching your service. Is it good enough? Or is it not interesting? Part of media experiences is using LED screens also. It's a part of a media worship, use of media in the church. It offers a more engaging and visually impactful way to reach out to your congregation. It has many advantages over traditional projectors. It offers flexibility, long-lasting, less energy. You consume less energy, more cost-effective. And our experience also for Highland Dawn Media, we have been doing live streaming along with the simultaneous projection to LED screens. So how we are doing that is we are having two different outputs, right? We are not giving the same output. We are giving a different output to the LED screen, another output to the live stream. So you are able to do that with your switcher hardware or through your software, but mostly through your hardware. So once again, LED walls are appealing to younger generation. Many of our youngsters in churches, they will like it if we have LED screens, and so it makes it slightly more interesting. And it also enhances the experience of worship in the congregation, making it more meaningful and even touching in an emotional way. Okay, I'm coming to the ending parts, but Highland Dawn Media, something about us. We are an online multi-production house in Kohima. We are the electronic media partner of NBCC. One of our goals is to empower the churches in media training and also to have media production. So we used to use our LED screens and also live streaming. So simultaneously we used to give it together, and people have been watching, thousands have been watching online as well as on site, like today, hundreds or thousands. So to support our media ministry also, we are now starting for the first time in Nagaland to be a LED dealership for Nagaland. We are selling LED products also. We can come and install in your churches also. And then we have different LED sizes. Actually, only some of you are aware. We have a booth, expo booth, exhibition booth outside in the next room where you are having one company from Bangalore and then us showcasing our products. So you can go and visit the booth and see some of our products over there and also the brochures over there. And we are partnering with JD Technologies for this. It's the first time in Nagaland, and we have indoor LED, outdoor LED, and all these things along with digital signage and also the LED standees. where you show the picture in a standee. I encourage you, we have to go fast, sorry, but you can also go out and see what is there. There are different products and items which you'll find interesting, I'm sure. So now we request you to also pray for us, for our media ministries like Northeast Cornerstone TV, as well as, I've not talked about that. But so we have a media channel called Northeast Cornerstone TV, and we are targeting the people in Northeast, obviously Nagaland, Northeast, and beyond. So we are also, God willing, we are praying for audiences, even in Southeast Asia and beyond. So how do we do that? What is our strategy? You know, we want to get to know more the people of Southeast Asia, Indonesia, and beyond. So we are talented in music. Our Nagas are talented. We mix our music along with perhaps some of their music, or perhaps lyrics when we sing in English or Nagamese, which we also showcase that in Indonesian or Thailand or whatever it is. So in that way, perhaps we can also reach out to these new countries, because we look alike, so they identify with us. Right now, next, what we want to do is have a Q&A session, question and answer session. So 3 seats will be here. And Ashwin, if you can come forward. I hope you've been writing questions. If not, you start writing now. You can ask anything about AI, filmmaking, or production, live stream, or next after that, our audio person, he will give a physical demo right here with the mixer and with the mics and different things. We'll show with the camera. But right now, we'll have the question answer session. Okay, you can show the camera feed also. Okay, I need the switcher to be smart and give me good shots. Wide shot, one, and then 1, 2 shot, and 1, the audience shot. I'll also tell you a little bit about how this live talk show is being done. And meanwhile, if anybody has got your questions ready,
feel free to, it's not about right or wrong questions. If you have a question, please shoot, because if you do it like a show, it's different. Then we need to, better. Then it's like this.
Yes, and then like that.
If you do it like a podcast show.
So, I'll give the intro, okay?
So, okay, you're the host, I'm the guest.
All right.
Okay, fine. Okay.
Right now, we are so glad and privileged to have here a guest all the way from Chennai. And he's none other than the MD, Managing Director of the Good News Group. And again, he is also a firm believer who has really helped us in training people all over India. We thank Ashwin for coming and spending time with us.
Thank you.
So, can you say a few words before we start getting some question and answers for the audience?
Yeah, I think it's been an amazing journey, Vabang. Being in Christian media has been always a learning curve. Christian media is a very unique sense, there's different seasons to it. You start with one season and then you go into another season. It's like eating a mango fruit, You can't taste the mango before it's ripe. It'll be very sour. And you have to taste it when it's just right there, Otherwise, if it's too ripe, you can't taste it also. So it's like a season, and we need to understand our season. And I believe strongly seasons change, So I believe every season has a huge learning. And starting in our experience in the last 30 years, every day has been a learning. Even now we are learning. So that's been a large learning curve. It's been an amazing walk of faith. And the one line which I would like to say is, God has been faithful. God has been faithful. I mean, there are so many stories I can share, but the one line I can say is, God has been faithful. We take the first step, and then comes the next step, and then comes the next step. So that's how we have learned everything. Yeah.
Indeed. Step by step, God has been faithful to you and to us also. And we know that, setting up, different channels, like starting with, Telugu, Tamil, Hindi, and English, it has been a huge challenge, and he has been really faithful. We can see that in your life, the faithfulness of God in his life. And so today, he is here. We are here at the media seminar for churches, and there has been 60 people here, and we are so glad that different churches from Kohima, Dimapur, and even from Arunachal Pradesh and Manipur. So we give the time now to the audience, to the people, participants, to ask us questions about technical questions, especially about production, live streaming, and possibly about AI and filmmaking.
Yeah.
So I throw the floor to you guys. Who will be the first person, and the others please be ready.
Hello.
Hello.
My question is, what is your advice for a church who is new to live streaming and social exposure, for tips for better start, and what are the common mistakes to avoid?
For a church who is starting live streaming, I guess one of the important things is even though if you are using a single camera or 2-3 cameras, you have to do it right in the sense your content, your music, or whatever it is, it has to be appealing to the viewer, and it has the solid message behind it. You have to have a vision before you start that you want to reach out to people in your town or in your state or wherever it is, and also you have to have a clear vision of how you're going to proceed. So even if it's a single camera, if it is interesting, if it is well done, well lit up, good audio, good sound, it should be okay. It should be okay, but you have to be consistent, you have to do it regularly. So whether live streaming works better for you, or whether you record it and edit it and do the live stream later, then you have to find out yourself, right?
Just to add one point is, many people do live streaming, but my recommendation will always be, after you live stream, pull the video out and re-edit. Always watch for live comments, because sometimes you're doing live, sometimes the pastor or the guest, can on the flow of live events can talk. It can be mentioned about some other religion, some other community. So always make sure after your live service is done, stop the video, pull it out, look at the video, re-edit the video, and repackage it. So one of the mistakes I find in many live content is they don't put a proper thumbnail. The thumbnail will be Sunday service. Nobody is going to search for Sunday service. So so they don't even put the thumbnail correct. So always understand, live is live. After it's live, repackage it. Learn to repackage it, and this is where many churches struggle with. You need to repackage it, package it again for the same audience who are watching it after live. So it gives you content check, it gives you a lot of checks. So that will be my take with that, because I see some live services, all amazing services done. One is what Wabang is saying, the multicam, the flow of how the camera works, where you're switching, the audio and the video, the lighting, where the camera, is the pastor looking at the camera, that's one angle. But post the live service, make sure you re-edit the whole package, is where I'm coming from. Okay? Yeah.
Okay, before you start, please introduce yourself. Which church? And
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm from Arunachal Pradesh. Our church is CRC ESS Sekte Itanagar, and I have come along with my youth leaders to attend this seminar. So my question is for Ashwin sir. As sir, our church is blessed with all the necessary resources, but we face a challenge. There's a lack of people willing or equipped to operate and utilize them effectively. When we encourage our youths to step up, learn and serve in this area, many seem disinterested or unmotivated. So my question is how we can inspire and encourage our young people to take ownership, develop their skills, and use these resources wholeheartedly for God's glory and growth in His ministry.
Okay, excellent question. Firstly, when you're starting when you want your young people to come into media ministry, you have a young people, but they're not interested to come forward, right? Now, what is it that you want to accomplish? As a church, what is it that you want to accomplish? So that has to be, is it going to be more like live streaming content? Is it going to be content? So what do you want the young people to do? Do you want them to in what area are you looking at help for you?
Just as I said, sir, we have blessed with so many resources. Like we have very good sound system in our church and very good projector and everything, camera and all. But it feels like there's no people to operate them and use them to in the best possible way. Okay,
so I think it's a question of how you engage with them. I think one of the things which we have seen in many churches is, firstly, when you have sound and equipments, firstly, don't try and start with people, with volunteers. Always try to show them what a high level of excellence is. So bring a professional to handle the sound and show them what a good quality sound is. So don't experiment with volunteers first. That's my first thing. You may have a lot of young people, but don't straight away bring them into hands-on, and don't make your gear as an experimental gear. That's not the idea. The idea is bring quality people, show them the bar of excellence. Make sure that your service runs with a bar of excellence. Make sure your service has got that aura effect. Make sure your service is run with paid people. You bring in paid professionals to begin with. Push the bar up in your sound mixing. Push the bar up in your display. Push the bar up in the way you welcome your screen. Push the bar up and show to your young people that, listen, we are taking it to another dimension. Don't expect the young people to come and do it. They are new. So first you show it by deploying it with a bar of excellence. That's the first step. Now when they see things, now then they want to be interested. Now if your sound system is not mixed properly and you're expecting the same guy who doesn't know sound to come and handle it, how will that happen? He's not going to join your team. When you push the bar up, he wants to join you. You see what I'm saying? So don't say, why is it that he's not coming? No. Why? You need to show it. Your church has got resources, right? Yes. So hire the best engineer. Pay them, bring them into the system, show what a good mix is, show what a good experience of the church is. So once you raise the level bar up, then they're seeing. Then they say, hey, listen, the level of, and I'm not saying always pay. No. I'm saying make it a dream team, make it an experience for them. You understand? So that what they see is what they want to be. So show them first a high level of spirit of excellence in the service, and then you say, listen, this is what we have. You know what? We have an excellent sound engineer, one of the best guys, and you know how many of you would like to be trained under him? Reverse the whole thing. So then you see many people are saying, hey, listen, see, please understand, leadership will attract followers. It's all about leadership. When you're having a vision in front, and when you're leading with that servant leadership, it'll attract followers. It'll attract people. So instead of you expecting the young people to straight away come and use equipment, I'm saying show it reverse. And then you'll find slowly people coming forward. And then how do the young people look at your church? Is your digital pages active? Is your designs good? So instead of getting frustrated, saying, why aren't they coming? Show them something. Show them what a good design is. Show them. Then they'll start coming. Because maybe they're thinking, if I come, who will teach me? Who will learn? And if they're seeing the church doesn't have a leader there in the media team, then why would they come? So you need to show them, listen, that we care. This is a paid, it may be a paid professional, but bring people, but show them value that you value for a spirit of excellence. I think that's the starting point. Once you start there, then slowly young people will start to come around you, and then you will form a team, and then you have manuals. I've seen in one church, they have a manual for volunteers. Just because you are a volunteer, they don't take them immediately. They have to go through a manual lesson before they volunteer for camera, sound, whatever. So give them a feeling that you're not filling up people, you're adding value to what they. So what is the value proposition you're giving for a volunteer to come? So don't say, we have this, we have that, why aren't we getting volunteers? But give them a value proposition. Think through that from that angle is my recommendation.
I think that I can just add that if you can find out the best videographer in Itanagar, or perhaps a church member who is working in a TV station or video from before, and ask him or her to come and work together or set up the system so that one or two other, three other young people can assist him or her, and then he will produce the best possible video, and after that your other young people should also be more interested to join. So always, like we have some veterans or some freshers working together, so that the freshers can continue.
Yeah, it's like me and Webang were in Canada studying, and what did it give us? We were studying in one of the leading Christian television networks in Canada. This is way back in 1995-96. So what it gave is, now I was in a bank loan. I took a bank loan. And we started the company, we couldn't pay the bank loan. But here I was in the studio, and I saw a spirit of excellence. When you have a spirit of excellence seen, there's something which triggers in your brain. You're impacting somebody. When you're posting out there with your visual, and it's a high quality visual, you're triggering some frequency onto the receiver. And that's what every Sunday you need to trigger. Even when you come in, is the toilets clean? Is everything? Does it have a place of aura? Is that a spirit of excellence there in how we, handle the whole thing? So if you go from there, you're sending a frequency, and once you send that frequency, it will attract. It will attract people. So you're in a good place. You're in a good place. You have the resources. You have the equipment, but show them something differently to attract people, and you will get people. Then you will find people with burden coming forward.
This time?
Yes.
Okay, I'm Kikru from Koinonia Church. So we are here attending this meeting, and then I'm sure that everyone is ready to go back and start anything that's been learned today. So I want to ask Sir Ashwin, if we go back and start up this, what are your tips and takeaway of this seminar that we should keep in mind? And especially when it's coming to the finance part, how are we going to go and convince our pastors to invest on this thing?
So after you have come to a seminar like this, you're all charged up, you want to go and start. But then, what is your gifting? Go back to the basics. What is your gifting? What is your gifting? You can't, even the AI, don't say, okay, I'm going to become an AI director. No. You can be a director, but then what is your gifting? Are you a good storyteller? What is your gifting? Do you want to pursue your gifting on, no, I'm a good musician. So first identify your gifting. I think that's the key. If your gifting is that, if you know that's your influence, then work on that. You see? So what you're seeing is inspiration now. What you're seeing is inspiration. What you do not know is a 1 year of pain and mistakes we have done. So what you're learning, like what you say is, go back to the foundation. What is God telling you to do? In my last session, I'll handle that, In my last session, I'll talk about my experience. But for you, when you go back from a seminar, when I saw the TV station in Canada, when I was in a bank loan, what I took back from Canada was not that, can I do it? I don't have the money. No. What I had was the inspiration. I had the inspiration. After that inspiration, I understood, hey, listen, inspiration starts with a commitment. What am I committing to do? What am I pursuing to do? So you may have the inspiration, but if you don't have commitment, don't expect God to show up. You see what I'm saying? So have that inspiration, go back and see what your gifting is, and start working around your gifting slowly. Start praying about it. The Holy Spirit will teach you. It will show you. It will equip you. And then you work towards it. Then you go to your pastor. Then you go to your thing saying, Pastor, I'm good at this. I want to serve this. And then you become good at it. Maybe you want to volunteer as a... So you need to know in what area are you wanting to specialize in. Because media is a wide area. What is your specific calling in media? Based on that, take your first step. Take your first step. One of the fascinating things about understanding God is, He will not tell you the whole picture. Because you know why? He will not tell you what you will be in 10 years from now. You know why? If He tells you that, you'll get scared. I'll tell you will get scared. When he told Abraham, I'll give you nations, but then he had to undergo the experience of giving birth to Isaac. So, please understand, take the first step. The first step is, Lord, I'm willing, I want to learn. I'm willing, I want to learn. Like Nachi who said, learn, experience. What are you getting influenced in media with? What is God telling you to do with gifting? So work around that and then go back. Never worry about the money. I'll tell you why. I always thought if I had the money, I'll do this and that. But you know what? After my experience in media for 30 years, if you have a strong commitment and a vision, God will provide the finance. I'll give you this statement and I'll stop. Don't distrust God by saying, I don't have the money. Don't distrust God. Don't underestimate God. When we say we don't have money, Lord, if I have the money, you're distrusting God. Say, Lord, I'm available. And Lord, teach me how to stay committed to the cause. Don't ever distrust God by saying, Lord, if I had the money, if I had the money. I have prayed that many years back. I said, Lord, we need the money. But God has taught me to depend on Him. And the more you depend on Him, God will show you the next step, next step, next step. And that's how you grow. And that's how primarily you grow in Christian media.
Yeah, like he said, if you have commitment, if you commit to something, then things will open up. Revelation comes. So please be aware of that. And any other points before we finish? Because now is the only time you have Q&A. Oh yeah, bro.
Oh, I have one question. Like, as a media member, like, what we usually do is we come to church, like we get busy with our works, like some are involved in audio mixing, some are in photography, videography, and then like sometimes even when the whole church are praying, like we have to be aware, we have to stay be conscious, and then like sometimes we even come to the extent where we go home without even praying after coming to church. Like, so what are the effective ways to prevent burnout among the media members?
To prevent
burnout.
Yeah. To prevent burnout, as I said, do God's will rather than God's work. That's your first lesson. Sometimes you can volunteer thinking you're doing God a favor. Please don't volunteer to help God. Many times we think we are helping God, but actually God is helping you. So don't come with the thinking that, I want to join this team to help God. When you work for God, you'll get burnt out. But when you do God's will with passion, you'll not get burnt out, but you'll have peace of mind. You'll have frustrations, but you'll have godly frustrations. You'll have godly frustrations, and it's good to have godly frustrations. So that's my first step. Second step is always have an attitude to learn. Always have an attitude to learn. And start with prayer. Always start with prayer. It's okay if your team members may not believe in it, whatever. Start with prayer. I work with a non-Christian team. In my office, not all are Christians. As a policy, yes, most of my staff are Christians, but as a policy, I have people who have journeyed with me for 15 years, 17 years, some are even 20 years. They're not Christian, but they have become Christian. They came as a non-Christian, they become Christian. As a policy, 12 o'clock we stop our work in our company, we come for a staff prayer. We have a song, we have a Bible reading, and we pray for our staff. Every day 12 o'clock in our Chennai office, Hyderabad office. So you send a frequency to the team. So what is the frequency you are sending to the team? And when you have challenges with the team, how do you sort it out? How do you keep prayer as a center? So if you are aligned to God's will and say, hey, listen, if you're sending a frequency to your team that, I'm passionate about it. This guy is different. This guy is in media team and he's showing a spirit of excellence. He's showing a spirit of learning. Now that will change the frequency in your team. So instead of expecting others to change, you first change. You first put the first step and say, I'm going to learn one tool. As Nachi said, instead of learning 100 tools, you want to learn this, you want to learn one thing for 30 days. Learn one thing for 45 days. So I think make the baby steps. Equipping was a big thing. We have to constantly I'm getting equipped now. I attend seminars. I learn from other people. I do a podcast show. I get fascinated by Larry King Live, the way he asks questions. Today I'm asking questions. I always keep in mind when you're asking questions, you're not important. The viewer is important. So, if you get fascinated about it, then you'll be good at it. And enjoy what you're doing. Sitting here and talking, I'm enjoying what I'm doing. So if you enjoy what you're doing, you're sending a frequency.
Yeah, I also believe that until the day you die, you are learning. Even if you're old, even if you're young, keep on learning all the time. If the time you stop learning, you sort of die. So always be learning.
Yeah.
All right, any other questions? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm from Kohima Lothaiji Church, and I want to know something and I want to gain something, whether that will be benefits for others or not, but I want to learn one thing regarding the live video streaming. I won't be talking about the live video streaming on our church, but for example, I want to reach out the Bibles and the Christian books to the people through media. For example, like people are started doing business through live show. They give discounts, they give the shoes discounts, they give free, such as so many things through live stream these days. So if supposing, if I want to do a sale of, or if I want to give free Bible of Lotha or like Christian books on free through live and sending the package and all, in Nagaland I don't see such live selling or live showing such so far. I can see in Insta and all, but in Nagaland we don't have such as. But in outside I can see so many things selling through live. But I don't have any idea how do we do in practical and how we connect that live stream video. So can you help me how to like through practical or theory?
So you have Bibles in different languages and other things which you wish to promote as well as to give out through live streaming, right?
Yes.
Okay. So as you said, we don't have live shopping right now in our region. I don't think we already have it in China, Thailand, and other places. And that is one thing which we are also exploring here, to be able to do some kind of live shopping. But obviously you would need to have your website. Do you have a website?
No.
Okay,
I just want to learn all that. Yeah.
So there are some features I believe in, even in YouTube. You have to connect another site with YouTube to be able to sell. But if you're not selling or if you're giving for free, then obviously you do it live. But if you're selling, the shopping feature needs to be added to your YouTube account and Shopify, I think, and you have to connect Shopify and YouTube. But so your question is how to do that?
Yeah,
or,
how to do that.
We are also,
help us?
that is something technical which we need to all do research. So if you Google or if you find out through YouTube do something, then you should be able to sell stuff also. But your product should be good and attractive, and you also need to do promotions besides the channel, right?
Yeah, I think game is moving towards what you're doing, what you're asking. People are today, you take Swiggy for example, take your, like in the Chennai place I have, earlier a lot of people come to the store, there's a shopping store. Today there's not many people come, they're all doing online. My wife does online shopping. So the game is changing completely. So it's not complicated like before. It's like if your product, what are your products? How do you position your products? And with all your payment gateways online, it's not difficult at all. So it's a question of how do you position your product and how do you market your product online. Today, you know what? Today, who are the most busiest guys? You know, the busiest guys are food bloggers. You know who's a food blogger? Food blogger is somebody who comes and does your review on your restaurants. I know a fellow who's every day he gets free food from different restaurants. You know what? They want him to taste the food and they want to review. And food bloggers are, why are food bloggers so famous? Food bloggers are famous because they are experiencing it and they are tasting it and they are giving you review. So, you know what? Today marketing has changed. Restaurants are not putting their ads into the traditional network. What they're doing is they're catching a food blogger and they're asking them to come and. So, you know what? You can do some blogging as well. Instead of food bloggers, you can do product bloggers. Take shots of how people consume your product. Take shots of that. Put it in your website. Promote it. So there's amazing ways to do it. It's not difficult. Only thing, have a strategy for it. Have a plan for it. But is your content good? Is your product good?
I think you are talking about selling Bibles.
Yes.
Right, specifically.
Christian one.
Exactly.
So we don't have such as of now.
Yeah.
I don't see such.
So why not you think of starting it?
Yes, I thought of starting, so I want to know.
So that's a captive market. Because you don't have that, so that's an easy market for you to start.
You also need to find out who will buy your products, your end customers. So if you are able to identify that, then things should follow.
Yeah.
Where they are and what type of people they are, find out your customer avatar, so-called, and you'll be able to work from that, hopefully.
So I just,
Right.
if I can try.
Yeah.
Come and talk to us. Let's see. Yeah.
Yeah, please. I need your
Okay,
help.
thank you. Any other questions? Last question before we finish, because we are running out of time.
That Nachit, he was talking about the AI policy.
Yeah.
So if we can get that one, that would be very
Yeah.
helpful.
AI policies change from time to time because the government at the moment does not have a AI. It's just forming up. Now, when Nachi was talking about AI policy, is you need to know what you're putting on, what you're feeding the AI. That's what he's talking about. So he was saying, don't feed it with personal information. That's what Nachi was talking. Learn the policy of each software. There can be Chinese softwares where you can feed it with a lot of AI stuff, your information, and then you find that's a fake thing, So learn the policies and learn to have a policy structure in your company for AI also. Now for us, it's been a learning curve. We have an AI policy where we are taking, even the music you see in the AI movie is all copyrighted music. FX is copyrighted. Everything is bought. We pay the license fees for it. In India we say copyright, but in India people follow right to copy. People say, salvation is free, so everything should be free, So the point I'm saying is, you have to form your own policy. What is in the software so make sure you understand what is your own policy for AI. What is the policy you are getting into? So that's what Nachi was talking about. See, for government, for OTT, still OTT they say follow the same TV rules. For television we have Ministry of Broadcasting. For OTT still rules have not formed. But see, so all this will evolve. All this will evolve now because it's a new baby. AI is a new baby. But as you are learning, make sure you have some policy and understanding on how these policies work. Especially be careful about AI softwares because they want to grab as much information as possible and you're feeding it. So make sure how you understand this AI game. That's what Nachi was talking about. So we'll talk about it a little later. It's more detailed subject, but it's a good point. Do research on AI policies. And hear from AI policy makers, where is this going? Because people have no idea where this is going. This is going now. It's a new game. And as it evolves, you will find it changing. Okay?
All right. Yeah, you were asking about Nachi. So I've sent my team the email. If you can project the email on the screen, then later on you'll get Nachi's email. And if you have questions, you can ask him because he said we can share.
Yeah, that's one. And also Nachi does some weekly post also. So you can also do that. Nachi's got I think he's got his own digital academy and whatever. You can go there and check it out. I've done a series on AI where I've spoken with one of the leading digital gurus in India named Kripa Shankar. It's on YouTube as well. Let's Talk Influence. So there's a lot of places you can learn. Nachi is a great teacher. I learn from Nachi. And Nachi and I speak in the various seminars. But it's been a learning curve. So anything new comes up, be the first one to learn. Never say no to learning. And this curve it'll change, it'll evolve. That's the beauty of this game. Today we are using Mid-Journey software. Tomorrow it's something else. Yesterday I got a WhatsApp from my friend in Dallas. He's saying, check out the new one. People will be bombarding you with new softwares. But you can't get into everything, So pick one, stay with one, then you can go to the next one. Otherwise you will be here, there, and finally you will find it's not you controlling AI is controlling you. So learn the game as it is and frame your policy.
So if any more questions, if no more questions, we'll have to end and then go to the next session. So thank you all. Thank you, Ashwin.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It was a pleasure. Looking forward to the last session. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much for this time. Especially thank you Indian Christian Media Association, ICMA, and also Highland Dawn Media, SGM, for giving us NBCC, Nagaland Baptist Church Council, the opportunity to host this event. I hope until now everyone is having a blessed learning time, I guess. Welcome to NBCC. I am not a media guy, not from a media background, so I will not be talking about softwares or some technical stuff. I would like to just share a little understanding of what media is to me and some of my experiences. So it is more like an experience sharing time, which I've come across in my ministry as the media coordinator of Nagaland Baptist Church Council. So I've been serving for almost now 17 years in this council. So I will just share a little bit of this and that. Yeah. And I want to start with this. This is how I look at it. Since the day God created humans, us, He has been communicating with us through various mediums. And God has used every available media known to human beings. This is what I believe. For example, like a voice, sounds. If you read the scripture, pillar of fire, thunder, water, pillar of clouds, depths of stones, etc., and which is so obvious, so clear in the scripture. And He has used all those to communicate different messages to His people, to us, and to His church. So my point is, media is not a modern concept actually, but it has been there since the day God created the heavens and the earth. One thing I learned was that media is a plural form of the word medium. So if you are using any medium to communicate to others, you're using that very, whatever tool or whatever thing you're using is part of the media. So in other words, God was the first to use media to reach out to His creation. So that is how I look at it. And we all know since the day God created the universe and us, we as human beings, we have progressed drastically in every area, and with every passing civilization and generation, we have learned to embrace the advancement in different areas of our lives, which includes media technology. And now, today, we live in such an era that whether it is the secular or the church, we as humans cannot exist or cannot run away from media or without using media. And I think that is where in our Nagaland context, I've learned that some of you are from outside of Nagaland, that you have come here. But that is where in our Nagaland context, the church needs a paradigm shift in recognizing the massive landscape media covers and the importance that is due in relation to the investment that is needed in media in able to reach out to our people who are now swimming in a media-centric ocean. So while coordinating media with churches, one point I try to emphasize is that the church should be ready to change the form of communication according to the needs of the context, but at the same time, not changing the content and the truth of the gospel. I believe if this seminar, which we're having today, if it was held 20 years back, I'm sure we would have been talking about typewriters, maybe, or how to change the ribbons in the typewriters, or most probably about how to use an overhead projector, or how important tape recorder is, a cassette is, or how to use radio effectively in our ministry, or maybe how to use a floppy disk. I don't know if some of you know that. Floppy disk to transfer files from a computer to the other. But today, in this seminar, the kind of topics that we are dealing are something we could not have even imagined 20 years back. So I believe today, as I said earlier, without changing the content of the gospel, without changing the truth of the gospel, we as church can dive in seeking out every possible media and use them as tools to relevantly engage in spiritual ministry and mission. And here's another thing. What we think is advanced today will probably become obsolete in few years down the line. And that is the reality of media technology advancement. I believe hardly people use a keypad phone today, right? Anybody using a keypad phone? Today, touchscreen is what we look for. LED screen is the talk of the town. Nobody looks out for projector these days. We have one up there. We are not using that one anymore. We have this. And that is where I feel as a church, while organizing discipleship training, we also need to focus on digital discipleship as well. And by that I mean it would be good if we have a media team in every church so that they become a leverage to advance mission and fostering spiritual growth using media, and also at the same time connecting with other media agencies. Of course, to acquire media technology and the knowledge and the advantages that comes with it is not cheap. As someone has already asked the question, how do we convince the pastor when we talk about financial thing? But if the church is not able to catch up with the advancement in media technology today, of course, we can still do God's ministry without using all this electronic gadget that we have today. We can still do God's ministry. But we as a church, we should also be mindful that most of the older generations are dying off, whether we like it or not. And what is ahead of us are generations like the Gen Z. Maybe some of you are Gen Z. We have now the Gen Alpha. Another, we have the Gen Beta. I'm from Generation X. Not even a millennial, okay? And these younger generations, their culture and their engagement is mostly digital activity. So we better catch up with the advancement in media technology, the churches today. Now, since Genesis starting, humans we have adopted, we have used, and we have managed with whatever medium that was around us to make sure that we communicate better with each other. And not only that, we have strived harder to make more advancement in every aspect of our lives. I think you will agree with me, those who are working with the church and in the media team, church is not an easy entity to be convinced that we need to incorporate or we need to integrate modern media technology into the practice of Christian mission. Some of our bigger churches here in Kohima, we are catching up with it. I'm from Kohima Baptist Church. Fortunately, we are catching up slowly. We have a media team. We have people using the cameras. We have the LED screens. We have the YouTube channel. We do the live streaming. So our church does that. But I think majority of our churches in Nagaland are lacking behind. Maybe it is because we lack the knowledge of media. Maybe because the churches are yet to be introduced to the advantages of what media can do for the ministry, or perhaps some of our churches are struggling financially to update, to upgrade in this area. And for some, it could be simply because they are not interested in using media at all. And so today it becomes our duty as people in media or people interested in media to educate our church members or simply to share the advantages we can have in doing God's ministry using media in this generation. Over the years, as I coordinate media for our office, connecting with the different associations and the different churches for different occasions and programs, I have experienced that sometimes all it takes is just a little introduction to something to help them realize the importance of media and how it can actually enhance the occasion and give the participants a better experience while attending the service. For example, a few years back, that was like not few years back, many years back, I shared about using the LED screen instead of the projector in some of our church programs. And many were apprehensive about it. Some were apprehensive because they were so used to the projector. They don't want to try out new things. Some were apprehensive because they were never introduced to the concept of an LED screen. And of course, some were apprehensive because of the cost, the money, the expenditure. But in one of the NBCC programs, we decided to use and introduce it to the congregation. And the response was, after that was, from now on, we must use it in every program if possible. That was the response. And since then, if I'm not wrong, if not for financial constraint, budget constraint, NBCC and the different associations under NBCC, we have been using LED screen in many occasions, and this is just an example here. When the church leadership position is held by people who fail to understand the importance of media in a Christian ministry, it becomes such a difficult task to convince them, right? When our church leaders fail to understand the importance of media in Christian ministry, no matter how much you tell them that we need to buy camera, we need to buy laptop, we need to buy this software, that software, we need to upgrade our computer. No matter how much time you spend telling them, it becomes difficult for them to understand, which I've also experienced. But I guess we have come a long way. Even within the church, older generations are also starting to open up to the concept of media ministry, which was never there just a few years back. And the best example could be our own office. NBCC never had a media office, but now we have. So likewise, churches and associations and church organizations, we're opening up to the concept of media ministry as well. That's good news. And this is my prayer, that our churches and our church leaders will be able to see the positive impact that media can have in spreading the gospel. But in the meantime, as media interested people here, all of us, let us also give our best to pave the way for our churches to understand that there is no turning back. There's no turning back from using media. And that we as a church, we need to equip ourselves, whether we like it or not, we need to equip ourselves if we want to move forward along with the rest of the world. So thank you very much. With that, I will end my short time here. God bless us all. And this is my prayer, that you will enjoy the rest of the remaining session and have a good time here in this seminar.